Hello everyone. I'm going to keep the intro fairly simple. I haven't been feeling very well for a while, but I do need to get a video out. So I thought I would show you guys some of the easier paths I take in my Dark Souls playthroughs. Because recently, when I get ill, I play through any one of the Dark Souls games. And at the minute, I'm playing Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 2 simultaneously. I think I'm in the Ring City in DS3, and I just wrapped up with Ava in 𝙿𝙤𝙎𝙬𝙀 in DS2. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I just thought I would share some of the things I do to make my playthroughs just that little bit easier after playing them so many times. Enjoy! One of the first things I do after giving Leningrad access to his blacksmithing table so I can get the short bow is that I'll come down to 𝙂𝙂𝙀, make my way about halfway through to this area right here, where Gavlan will be on the other side. I don't want to say it's easy to get here because early game 𝙂𝙂𝙀 can be a bit hellish, but basically you start like over there, you just go up the stairs, go past these crates, and then in the house, I'll do the route real quick. You go in the house, up these stairs, out onto the balcony, roundabout, well, hold on. You just need a line of sight of the bell. Yeah, about here is good. And once you see the bell, as long as you have a bow and arrow, you can ring it. Make sure you're like close-ish to the edge, because without the hawk ring you need to be slightly closer, but if you have the hawk ring you could be further away. There you go. You hit it with a bow and arrow, the bell rings, and voila, the ship comes straight over without you having to do, or rather having to deal with those scary little monsters. It's good because early game you don't really have too much torch time. You have about 10 minutes, 5 minutes, but you know, a lot of people like saving their torch time for the gutter. So yeah, if you have a bow, arrow, and some time to make your way halfway through 𝙂𝙂𝙀, you can come straight up to this balcony section and ring the bell from here. Although I will admit it is kind of like not too efficient, as you do need to go this way anyway in order to get to 𝙤𝙤𝙎𝙬𝙀. But you know, killing two birds with one stone sort of thing, you know, just a quick and easy, oh, I'll just quickly ring the bell up there and then I can just go straight to 𝙤𝙤𝙎𝙬𝙀, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do it very early on because my sort of routine for Dark Souls 2 is Dragon Rider, 𝙂𝙂𝙀, and then I get 𝙤𝙤𝙎𝙬𝙀 ready for whenever I'm ready to deal with 𝙤𝙤𝙎𝙬𝙀. But yeah. Okay, so for this skip here, so say I have Fragrant Branches of Yore, I think, on this run through. Oh no, perfect. I don't even have a Branch of Yore. Okay, that works then. I want to get to Vengral's body, which is right around that corner, right? But obviously have no Branches of Yore. Can't get in there, right? No problem. As long as I have these beautiful wings on my back and this wall to jump against, I'm getting over this damn obstacle. The only caveat is that your game needs to be below 30 FPS. So I've set mine to 25 FPS. I did this in the NVIDIA app. Very easy, very simple to use. If you have a NVIDIA card, it comes with the card. I'm not sure if you can get it without having an NVIDIA GPU. But anyway, you need something that can cap your FPS below 30. If it's on 30, it won't work. If it's above 30, it won't work. It just needs to be any number below 30, but obviously still a playable number. So 25 is a good place to start. Get real comfortable with this wall, and you're gonna run. Damn, I fucked it up. You basically run and jump and you land on top of this pile of bricks, I suppose. Voila! So yeah, the timing is like slightly finicky, but as long as you keep like ramming your head against this wall and jumping towards this pile of bricks, you will eventually land on top. And once you're on top, you just walk right off, and there he is, 𝙄𝙗𝙖𝙗𝙗 body, and 𝙄𝙗𝙗 is down there somewhere, I'm sure. I think he's down there. Yeah, he's down there somewhere. This skip is like not like huge. It's not a major thing that is like super efficient to do in a run. It's more as if you just want some extra souls, or for whatever reason you want to kill 𝙄𝙗𝙗's body. But obviously nobody wants to waste a branch on this stupid shortcut. So yeah, instead you can get yourself a good old pair of wings and fly straight over. Just like our butterfly friend up there. You don't need these wings. I will say you don't need the butterfly wings. It's just a lot, not a lot, but it is slightly easier with the wings because you get more airtime. Oh yeah, if you're planning to do this skip in order to get to 𝙗𝙗, no, not 𝙗𝙗, the big scorpion guy, if you want to get to him, this won't work because you need another branch of 𝙗𝙗 in order to get to and from 𝙄𝙗𝙗. You need 2 branches of 𝙗𝙗, so this will only get you to 𝙄𝙗𝙗. It won't get you much further. Can't really... I mean, maybe you could probably glitch your way through, but I just don't really care enough to try. So the next way that I like to save on fragrant branches, depending on what kind of mood I'm in, because obviously you can see that we're in hell right now, and the Black Gulch can be one way or another, right? So if I'm having a particularly good run with the Gulch, I might consider doing this jump, but if not, I'll just go the old-fashioned way over there and just use my branch. But if you really, really need to save your branch for whatever reason, this part of the wall right here is like really finicky. You can kind of fling yourself up it. And what you want to do is you want to land on this statue here. So don't break either of these two. You can break all of the other ones. You can break this one and, you know, any other ones you want. But these two need to remain as is. The same stick as the last time. Your game needs to be below 30 FPS. Again, mine's on 25. But after you've made the jump, you can quit out and reset your game to whatever frames you want. So it's kind of the same premise where you just fling yourself against the wall. But you can see that for some reason, jumping against this wall gives you a lot of like height. And if you get enough height, you can land right on top, or rather in between the statue and the wall right here, which is what we want to do. Uh-oh, yeah, you have to be careful because you might end up spawning our miserable little friends. Kind of want to run at it from an angle, so about here, and then just and you can see that you get enough height. Okay, when you land on top of the statue, you'll be like, well, I guess in between the statue and the wall. You need to shimmy yourself on top of it. Make sure you don't sink down into it. Equip the wings, like so. And then voila! Once you've made it up here through the jump, you can just come right around. Obviously, these pots will be here, so just break the pots, and then you can light the bonfire, and the statue guy will be like around there somewhere. And obviously, if you're doing 𝙤𝙤𝙎𝑃𝑇𝑖𝑙's quest, she'll be available to summon, I think, like here somewhere. But yeah, Two very annoying, somewhat, jumps, but, you know, there's only so many branches in this game, and there are better places to use them, you know? Okay, this is one if you start as the assassin class in Dark Souls 3, which I often... Well, no, I actually pick the thief class more than I pick the assassin class, but sometimes I'll pick the assassin class, and this spook spell will literally carry you through the earliest parts of the game. It's kind of ridiculous how they give this to you. But anyway, if you do have this spell, whether you're assassin or not, and you're in Undead Settlement, and you just feel like skipping the entirety of this section, because, you know, subjectively it can be a little bit like, "Oh, okay, this is just so boring." You can follow the path as normal till you get to this sacrificial area and then take the detour through all of these little grey rat minions and just run through this section because you don't need to do anything here. Ugh! Make it over that rock. You get to this part with the guy who will take you to the mound Maker's Covenant. Don't worry, he doesn't attack you. He's friendly until provoked. Basically, what you want to do is use your spook spell. Like so. You can see no rings, no nothing. Literally spook in a dream. And then fling yourself over. Congratulations. You have now skipped pretty much most of the Undead Settlement, and you can make your way towards the scary little forest where all the Corvian people are. However, if you've made it this far and you want to free Arena, but obviously you have no keys to your name, literally nothing, you can do the same thing right by our friend Morn here. Full damage in Dark Souls 3 works a bit differently than it does in the other games. It calculates rather than just, I don't know, like flat out does numbers. I know that doesn't make any sense, but like all you need to know is that you can take advantage of full damage in this game because it's a calculation based gimmick and not like flat rate gimmick. I don't know if I make any sense. Anyway, you can just, without using spook, you can make it down with a slither, a literal slither of your health. I have 8 HP. But yeah, you can see that this is all beginner assassin stats, no funny business going on. This is everything the assassin starts with, no rings, no equipment, no arrows, nothing. But yeah, that's what I like to do. Not all of the time, just sometimes, because me personally, subjectively, in my own opinion, by my own accord, I don't enjoy the Undead Settlement, I don't enjoy High Wall of Lothric, so I like to be done with this section of the game pretty much as fast as I can. Okay, if for whatever reason you went the long way to get to 𝘿𝙗℗𝙗, or you are just kind of speedrunning the Undead Settlement, and you missed the bonfire that's in the little cubby that's just over there, you can get to it from this part of the Undead Settlement very, 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 very easily by, you don't have to kill anything, you can just ignore everything. You just come to this, like, roof, I suppose, and just, your camera will go weird, but basically just walk. Come to the roof, your camera will go weird, just keep walking. And your character slides right down this bit of terrain, and then you can just come right around here, and voila. So this is a quality of life thing I do on every single DS3 playthrough. Call me a cop-out, call me a chicken, call me idiotic, call me anything you like. I honestly don't care. It's the internet. Nothing you say can affect me through a screen. But I don't like this fight at all. I'm just not a fan of it. So instead, I do this thing where I activate the fight, like so, and then I immediately quit out. So now that the fog gate is here, what I do, or I guess if you would like to do, you're going to inch yourself towards the fog gate as precisely as you can until the prompt to walk through appears. Okay, there you go. And when the prompt appears, press A as normal, and as you're walking through, keep hitting B to backstep. And once you're in the arena, I like to backstep until all my stamina's gone. And what this does is it prevents the fight from entering its second phase, where the floor collapses. Again, call me whatever you want. I promise you I don't care. It's the internet. Nothing is real. Just log out, you know what I mean? But you'll know you've done it correctly because the music won't start playing. If the music starts playing, you've done something wrong. And then once you're here, you can... Ugh. You can fight as normal. Yeah, you can see that the visuals are a little bit messed up. But as you can see... Oh my god. Great. Okay, I'm not gonna do it again because I hate this fight, but as you can see, the Great Wood is below half health and the second phase didn't start. So there you go. That's a very simple, very easy thing that anyone can do. So this one isn't a skip and it isn't a shortcut. It's actually just like a quality of life thing again. If you do the 𝙤𝙤𝙎𝙬𝙀 and then the catacombs, and you pick up Sacred Flame before you do Crystal Sage, okay, and use an Estus apparently, you can use Sacred Flame to put Crystal Sage in a loop. Grab her, and then as she's recovering, do it again. And while the animation is playing, do it again. And once again. Congrats. Yeah, it's not a skip and it's not a shortcut. It's just a quality of life thing. Because I'm always forgetting to do Crystal Sage and then Abyss Watchers. I always end up going Abyss Watchers and then I go all the way to 𝘿𝙄𝙎 and I'm like, oh, like I haven't even gotten the doll from the Deacons. Sacred Flame has very, very low requirements. It's actually a pretty decent pyromancy against human enemies. 8 intelligence, 8 faith. Pretty much that means any starting class can use it. So even if you're not running a pyromancy sorcery build, you can pick it up anyway if you just want to quickly get through Crystal Sage. Again, it's not a skip, not a shortcut, but as you can see, the fight ends pretty fast. And on the upside, you don't have to worry about her second phase where she's teleporting all over the place. And also, it's a great alternative if you can't do the speedrunning skip of just completely avoiding the arena. Okay, I don't want to move just in case I alert the Deacons, but if you have, if you're doing a faith run, you can pick up Vow of Silence from 𝙤𝙎𝙎 pretty early on in the game and then work your way towards at least, well, not at least, you need to have 30 faith to pick up the Vow of Silence. And I like to use this if I'm doing a faith run against 𝙤𝙬𝙎 because it does this really funny thing where it completely shuts the poor guy down. Obviously, don't don't die before you get to use it. But you'll know you've done it correctly because this little purple thing appears. Basically, it just completely shuts down 𝙤𝙬𝙎. He can't really do anything. But you can see that it runs out quite fast. So I like to cast it. I normally have a much better weapon than this by now, but hopefully you guys get the idea. I will say using Vow of Silence does put 𝙤𝙬𝙎 into this like infinite loop where he's just like constantly running away from you. So be a bit mindful of that. But yeah, as you can tell, he really can't do anything against me here. But I love using this on my faith runs against 𝙤𝙬𝙎. It's pretty much the only time I ever use Vow of Silence is just against 𝙤𝙬𝙎. Just to, you know, be spiteful. But as you can see, again, it runs out pretty fast, but if you have a better weapon, you can definitely get some better hits in than I am right now. It does work on phase change. Just be careful of the fire, obviously. Oh, like that. Because 𝙿𝙤𝙎𝙎's body is quite big, you can cast it from pretty far away from 𝙤𝙤𝙤's body and have it still count, which is pretty good. Because 𝙿𝙤𝙎 is like a big long worm. You don't actually have to target 𝙤𝙤𝙤's body. And if you have the 𝙤𝙬𝙬𝙀, you cast it pretty fast too. I've never actually tried it with a different catalyst. All I know is that 𝙤𝙬𝙬𝙀 is like pretty much the best for speed when it comes to casting miracles. Oh my god, I keep kicking him. Oh, damn. Fucked it up. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have to like go much further than that anyway. You can see that Vow of Silence completely nullifies that fight entirely. Ignoring my 100% legitimate health bar, if you don't like doing the Wyvern Gauntlet at 𝙤𝙀𝙢𝙀 Peak, it's actually very, very simple to plunge attack the Wyvern on the lowermost floor. You just bait the Wyvern onto the staircase. It will slowly make its way over. And then when it turns to look at you, wait for the breath attack. Very, very nice. The Wyvern Gauntlet isn't difficult. It's just kind of like, well, okay. Yeah, cool. You know, it's like the least fun part about 𝙤𝙀𝙢𝙀 Peak. So I like doing that one. If you don't know what I did, I'm using the starter weapon for the assassin class, I think. I mean, anyway, it's an S-stock. If you want, you can buy an S-stock too. But all I did is I held down B, and then as I'm running, right trigger. B, right trigger. And your character, with the, I don't know about any other weapon, but with the S-stock specifically, S-stock, O-stock, whatever, your character does this overly dramatic, like, jump lunge thing. And you get just enough height to get the Wyvern on the head. But yeah, that's just a very quick and easy, like, be done. Because once you killed the Wyvern, it automatically teleports you to the actual part of 𝙤𝙀𝙢𝙀 Peak. So don't worry about having to do the whole gauntlet even after the Wyvern is dead. The Wyvern dying is the trigger to get teleported to 𝙤𝙀𝙀𝙀 Peak proper. Okay, that's everything that I wanted to show you guys. Mostly stuff that I remembered off the top of my head that I've done in my playthroughs like literally a couple of days ago. Sorry if this is not the type of content you enjoy. I don't know what's going on. I am writing scripts and I'm getting glaring headaches and whatever. I'm not going to bore you guys with the details, but this is all I could come up with for now. But yeah, hopefully you guys learned something that you can do to save yourself a bit of time when formulating your runs for your next playthrough. And if you didn't learn anything, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, I'm sorry. But all in all, until next time, praise the sun and don't get ill like me. And stay safe, everyone. And if you're in England, enjoy the summer. It's very sunny, very nice right now. But yeah, bye.
Don't you dare let yourself go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.